Okay, back with a quick update. Don't act so surprised that I'm driving around in the car. I told you I would be. I'm feeling a little doubt coming through the camera here. I was confident. But yeah, just sometimes when something goes wrong, you just lack the motivation, right? So it takes a little longer to actually get the motivation to do the thing. So yeah, the oil jet is, I don't know if it's fixed. I replaced it. I won't know until I do my next oil change if it's attached to the magnetic drain plug again. We'll see. It won't really affect how it drives every day to day. It just sprays oil on the bottom of the piston to keep it cool, so maybe when I get to the track I can cause some damage. The first time I took the car out, I didn't have my camera on. I was just going around the block. I couldn't get out of limp mode. I would have made a great video. You would have loved it because I was just like, oh God, not again. And so the traction control, every time I hit the gas, the traction control light would flash. So I just turned off traction control. Car came alive, no problems at all. Then about 30 seconds later, I got Christmas tree. A whole bunch of lights, airbag, ABS, traction control. It's still on right now. Tire pressure, and I think it's all related to the wheel speed sensor that I put in that came with that kit. I think probably it's bad. Either I didn't plug it in all the way, or the sensor is bad, because all those systems are related to wheel speed. The car is driving fine, even though all those lights are on, so no problem at all driving. Feels pretty good. I don't, like I said, I won't know if the oil jet's actually fixed or not until I do another oil change, but whatever. Had a little hissing coming from the engine. Ended up that while I was doing other things, I unplugged this little vacuum hose. So if you hear a hissing coming from the left side of your engine, and it wasn't losing power, I'll have to look to see what that vacuum line is. I wasn't losing power, or I didn't feel like it, but yeah, just that little line had become unplugged. Plugged that back in, and yeah, we're good to go. Small problem is that I do have an oil leak still, and I thought I was going to try and just ignore it, but it's pretty significant. May just bring it in somewhere and have them take a look at it. But it's not like gushing out. It's just there's noticeable oil spots on the ground. So I'm going to get rid of that. So yeah, I just had a couple last things to do here to the car to make sure it's good and ready for whatever comes next. Got it back up and running for the fall again. Next year I'm going to set a date where it has to be running. Because it wasn't really, I guess the oil squirter was broken, but taking all that suspension apart, I just didn't, with no deadline, I just sort of let it slide, and kind of missed the summer, which kind of sucks, but we're running now. So yeah, I'm going to say May 2-4 in Canada, or the May long weekend, will now be my new sort of date from now on. The car has to be running that long weekend, right? So whatever I'm doing to it, I need to set that as my deadline to be able to drive it that weekend. So next year, guaranteed, it's going to be running on May long weekend. It's running now, but winter's coming, and maybe I want to do some work on it. If you have suggestions what I should do next, by all means throw them in the comments. Yeah, just a couple more things that I'll show you that I'm going to do. And one last thing, if there's any Warhammer 40K fans out there, you'll know it's always important to appease the machine spirits of your car. So I didn't do that last time. Not going to make that mistake again. There we go. Purity seal of the Adeptus Mechanicus. If you don't know what that is, I wouldn't worry about it. Fancy sticker, yeah. Just a couple of accessories, to personalize the car a little. If you're wondering how it feels, at the moment I don't really feel like it's too stiff or anything, like if I'm going over bumps, but that would be more the shocks, which I didn't replace, or the struts, which I didn't replace. I don't hear any rattling, other than the whole car rattles all the time because of the trim. Interior on these cars are pretty rattly. But I don't feel like extra harsh over bumps or anything. I haven't really taken it out and given it the gears yet through corners or anything like that to see how it feels. But the nice thing is that because it's just, the 1st of September here, or I guess the 2nd, I do have time to make it to some track days before the end of the year. Last year I missed the track days, probably for the best because my oil squirter was broken. But yeah, I do have an opportunity to do that. So I think that's probably going to be next. Get back out on the track, back on the horse, and see how things go. Oh yeah, the actual suspension. Just eyeballing it, the rear tires are pretty good. I mean, I set my control arms to the exact length of the factory ones, and they seem fine. I'm not getting any wobble, any weird noises. I do need to do an alignment, obviously. When you replace all the rear end, it's a good idea. But I mean, from just putting it together and sort of eyeballing it, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. We're over 1,000 subscribers. Car's running. Things are going pretty good. So yeah, I just need to decide what I'm gonna do next. I appreciate you all watching. I appreciate you subscribing. And you know what? To lead out, let's just sit back and listen to the sweet sounds of the R53.